Hi, I'm Kendall. Welcome to my trunk where I permanently have boxes to carry all of the plants that I am buying right now. I am finally working on my backyard shady wonderland. I guess it's partially shade sometimes. Some parts of it are very shady, some parts are not. So I am buying plants to fill out that area, and I have 4 that I'm going to share with you today. The first one is this Epimedium called Roseum or Roseum. So epimediums are known for tolerating dry shade, and I definitely have some dry shady spots. I'm trying to get you a view of that flower right there. I definitely have some dry shady spots in the back. Let's look at some of their stats. Epimedium youngianum Roseum. Deciduous clump-forming perennial, has medium green leaves that are sometimes marbled brownish red. Dusky lilac rose flowers. Outstanding plant for woodland gardens. That's what I'm doing. Hardy to zone 5, blooms in the spring, part shade to full shade, and 12 by 12 inches for final size. So I got 3 of these to tuck into some areas of my backyard. My whole backyard does not have irrigation, so on some of the borders that get a little bit drier, I think tucking some of these epimedium in will be fabulous. So let's go next to this pretty one. This is called a Sun King Aralia. This is a little bit more of a shrub. Is this considered a shrub? This is the first time I've had this plant, even though it is pretty common. I've seen it in a lot of other videos. So the description of this one says, dazzling bright golden leaves brighten the shady corners and areas of your garden. Late summer brings clusters of tiny white flowers followed by decorative deep purple berries. Excellent in containers or in the garden. Protect new growth from late spring frost. This goes in part shade, 3 to 6 feet high by 3 to 6 feet wide, hardy to zone 3, and tolerates moist soil. So I plan to put this in a place. There's some really pretty new growth in there. I plan to put this in a place where it can get nice and big. Basically 3 by 3, maybe up to 5 feet. And I can always trim it up from the base to fit other plants below it. All right, next we have a northern Maidenhair Fern. This is native to my area, but it just was a really pretty specimen. So I thought I would go ahead and get one, get it established in the garden. I actually got 2 of them. So what's the description of this one? A graceful fern with a spreading habit, this plant adds woodland charm to the garden. Delicate, lacy, light green fronds radiate outward from wiry black stems. That is an accurate description. Shade to part shade, 12 inches tall by 18 inches wide. Wow, this is like full size already. Hardy to negative 40 degrees and water regularly. So, Maidenhair Fern, if you're in my area, that's a native. Excited to have that one. And then last but not least, I have another variety of Fatshedera called Aureo Maculata. Aureo. It doesn't have a tag with as many descriptions as the other plants, but let's see what it says. Sprawling evergreen shrub / vine, has large 6-inch leaves with a splash of yellow in the center. Great in the shade or part sun, also makes a great houseplant. So they're calling this a variegated tree ivy. I don't know about that. So this is a cross between ivy and fatsia. And some of the leaves get really big like this. And this one propagates pretty well. I had cut some off of my other variety and put it in water. Actually, I put one in water and I put one in soil, and they both were successful. So this has a couple stems coming from the base here. So I plan to cut one of those stems off and try to propagate it because I don't want two stems growing right next to each other like that. They're a little tight. So hopefully you enjoyed that description of these shade plants that I will be adding to my backyard garden. I'll post a couple more videos here if you want to watch a few more, and subscribe if you haven't yet to watch future videos where I put these in the ground and you can see where they ended up going. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again in another video soon. Bye.